We're seeing record numbers, which shows a great amount of interest about the civic election.
Almost 42,000 voters headed to the polls for advanced voting ahead of Winnipeg's election on Wednesday. This is up 5% from the 2018 election. Political science professor Christopher Adams says this is due to the fact that there'll be a new leader at City Hall.
I would say that when we don't have incumbents, we have higher turnout, higher interest, just because there are more people reaching for the brass ring.
In 2014, voter turnout was just over 50% when Brian Bowman won his first term in office. But when he ran again in 2018, there was only 42% voter turnout, which was the lowest for Winnipeg since 2006. Adams expects there will be more voters, including young voters, coming out for this election, especially in wards without an incumbent running.
In some of the wards in which there might be close races, even if there is an incumbent, and I'm thinking particularly of Transcona, is Sean Mason, who's the incumbent, is running against Russ Wyatt, who's a well-known politician who was the incumbent a few years ago. So I would say that there are some ward races in which there is an incumbent, but where there is going to be high turnout and a lot of interest on voting day.
According to recent polling by Ledger, 28% of the decided voters would vote for Glenn Murray, who was Winnipeg's mayor from 1998 to 2004, but not far behind is Scott Gillingham at 19%, a gap that has narrowed in recent weeks. But Adams says polls don't always predict the correct outcome.
We did see 2 elections ago, you might remember, Brian Bowman came in from behind. Judy Wassilisalis was very much leading in the polls a few weeks prior to the election date, and Probe Research had her quite a bit ahead. And then Brian Bowman came up from behind and won that election. There is a possibility that might happen in this election.
Adams says he is not making any hard predictions ahead of the election, but says there are 4 main frontrunners.
Glenn Murray, because of the polls that we've seen. I would say Scott Gillingham has consistently been in second place. And I would also say that you know, there are a couple of others who are trying to kind of make a breakthrough. Kevin Klein is one of those, and Sean Loney, who's more of the progressive type of candidate.
Winnipeg votes for its new mayor on Wednesday. Polls are open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. In Winnipeg, Alex, Karpa City News.